The energy at DragCon was electric, with fans and queens alike buzzing with excitement. Glitter and sequin sparkled under the neon lights, and the atmosphere was a celebration of creativity and individuality. But this year, there was an eerie undertone that no one could quite explain. Rumors had started circulating about booth 666. It was tucked away in a dim corner of the convention hall, far from the main stage where the biggest queens performed. No one seemed to know who booked the booth, and it remained vacant throughout the first day of DragCon. Some said they saw shadows moving within it, while others claimed to hear faint whispers when they walked by. On the second day, a queen named Veronica Venom decided to investigate. Veronica was known for her dark, gothic drag and had a sinister inclination. She thought the rumors were a perfect opportunity to create some buzz around her brand. Armed with her phone to document the experience for her social media followers, she headed towards booth 666. As she approached the booth, she felt a sudden chill despite the crowded, warm convention hall. The closer she got, the louder the whispers became. It sounded like multiple voices speaking in hushed, urgent tones. She hesitated for a moment, but pressed on, pushing aside the heavy curtain that concealed the booth. Inside, it was pitch black. Veronica turned on her phone's flashlight and scanned the area. It was empty, except for a dusty old vanity with a cracked mirror. The whispers grew louder, filling her ears with incomprehensible sounds. She stepped closer to the mirror, her reflection distorted and twisted in the fractured glass. Suddenly, the whisper stopped, replaced by a deafening silence. Veronica felt a cold hand grip her shoulder. She spun around, but no one was there. Her heart pounded in her chest, and she could feel the panic rising. She turned back to the mirror and saw something that made her blood run cold. Standing behind her reflection was a figure dressed in tattered, outdated drag. Its face was a ghastly white with hollow black eyes and a gaping mouth. It raised a skeletal hand, pointing directly at her. Veronica stumbled back, dropping her phone. The light flickered and then died, plunging her into darkness. Screaming, she scrambled to find the exit, but seemed to be running in circles. The whispers returned, louder and more frantic, drowning out her cries for help. Just as she felt she was about to lose her mind, the curtain was pulled aside and she was yanked out by security. Veronica was found, shaking and incoherent, muttering about the ghostly figure and the whispers. Security dismissed her story as a prank or a publicity stunt, but those who heard her tell couldn't shake the feeling of unease. Booth 666 was quickly sealed off, and the rest of DragCon continued without further incident. However, the legend of Booth 666 lived on. Attendees whispered about the haunted booth, and some claimed to hear the whispers late at night when the convention hall was empty. Veronica never returned to DragCon, and her career took a mysterious downturn. She refused to speak about what happened, leaving the chilling mystery of Booth 666 unsolved. To this day, some say that Booth 666 is still there, hidden away in the shadows, waiting for the next curious queen to uncover its dark secrets. And every year at DragCon, a select few hear the faint whispers, reminding them of the haunting that took place. Every year, DragCon was a vibrant spectacle, a kaleidoscope of colors, talent, and flamboyant creativity. Queens from all over the world gathered to showcase their art, meet their fans, and celebrate the beauty of drag. But amidst the glitter and glamour, a sinister legend lingered, a tale that few dared to speak of, yet everyone knew: the Curse of DragCon. It began several years ago when a new queen, Elara Mystique, made her debut. Elara was unlike any other. Her makeup was ethereal, her costumes were otherworldly, and her performances were spellbinding. She quickly gained a following, and many believed she was destined for greatness. However, her meteoric rise sparked jealousy and resentment among some of the more seasoned queens. On the final night of DragCon, Elara was said to perform a closing act that everyone was eager to see. But as she prepared backstage, she found a strange, old-fashioned mirror in her dressing room. It was ornate and beautiful, yet its glass was cloudy and cracked. A note attached to it read, "For the fairest queen." Intrigued, Elara couldn't resist taking a closer look. As she gazed into the mirror, she felt an overwhelming sense of dread. Her reflection began to change. Her eyes darkened, her skin paled, and a sinister smile spread across her face. Suddenly, the mirror shattered, and Elara collapsed, unconscious. When she awoke, she was no longer herself. Her once radiant appearance was now ghostly and haunting. As she stumbled onto the stage, the audience gasped in horror. Elara's performance was erratic and disturbing, and as she finished, she vanished into thin air. The crowd was left in stunned silence, and whispers of a curse began to spread. The next day, Elara's dressing room was found empty, except for the shattered remains of the mirror. No one ever saw her again, but her presence lingered. Queens who performed in the same dressing room reported seeing glimpses of her in the mirror, hearing her voice whispering warnings, and feeling an icy chill. Over the years, DragCon attendees and performers began to avoid that dressing room, believing it was cursed. Those who ignored the warnings experienced strange occurrences. Props would go missing, costumes would be torn, and eerie whispers would fill the air. Some queens even claimed to see Elara's ghostly figure watching them from the shadows. Despite the growing fear, DragCon continued, and the legend of Alara Mystique became part of its lore. Each year, a new queen would hear the tale and be tempted to uncover the truth, only to disappear or suffer a tragic fate. The mirror's curse seemed inescapable, and Alara's spirit remained restless, seeking revenge on those who had wronged her. One year, a queen named Luna Noir, known for her fascination with the supernatural, decided to confront the curse head-on. She prepared a special performance to honor Alara, hoping to bring peace to her tormented soul. On the final night of DragCon, Luna stood before the crowd, holding a replica of the cursed mirror. As she began to perform, the air grew cold, and the lights flickered. Luna spoke of Alara's tragic story, expressing regret for the jealousy and malice that led to her downfall. She held up the mirror, and to everyone's astonishment, Alara's ghostly figure appeared beside her. Alara's spirit seemed to soften, and a sense of calm washed over the room. Luna completed her performance, shattering the replica mirror as a symbolic gesture of breaking the curse. The lights returned to normal, and the audience erupted in applause. From that day on, the strange occurrences at DragCon ceased. The dressing room was no longer avoided, and queens could prepare for their performances without fear. Alara Mystique's story became a cautionary tale, reminding everyone of the importance of kindness and support in the world of drag. Though the curse was broken, Alara's legacy lived on. Each year, DragCon honored her memory with a special tribute, ensuring that her story would never be forgotten. And as queens took the stage, they did so with a renewed sense of camaraderie, knowing that the true spirit of drag was about lifting each other up, not tearing each other down. "18-year-old Alex had been a devoted fan of DragCon for years, saving every penny and counting down the days until he could finally attend in person. This year was special because his favorite queen, Raven Midnight, was making a rare appearance. Known for her sharp wit, incredible performances, and striking looks, Raven had inspired Alex to embrace his true self. Meeting her was a dream come true. The day finally arrived, and Alex was overwhelmed by the spectacle of DragCon. The convention was a dazzling whirlwind of colors, music, and flamboyant fashion. He wandered through the booths, collecting autographs, taking photos, and soaking in the vibrant atmosphere. But as the hours passed, his excitement grew for the main event, Raven Midnight's meet and greet. The line for Raven was long, filled with fans eager to catch a glimpse of their idol. Alex waited patiently, clutching a beautiful crafted fan he made as a gift. As he neared the front of the line, his heart pounded with anticipation. He imagined the moment when Raven would see his gift, maybe even give him a compliment or a hug. Finally, it was his turn. Alex stepped forward, presenting his fan with a shy smile. But instead of the warm welcome he had hoped for, Raven barely glanced at him. Her expression was bored, her responses short. She took the fan with a disinterested thanks and moved on to the next fan without even a second look. Crushed, Alex walked away, his excitement deflated. He wandered throughout the convention, trying to shake off the disappointment, but the encounter had soured his entire experience. He found a quiet corner and sat down, feeling the sting of tears. As the day turned to evening, the convention hall began to empty. Alex decided to leave early, wanting nothing more than an escape from the bitter taste of his dashed hope. As he made his way towards the exit, he passed by a dimly lit corner. He noticed a small, unmarked door slightly ajar. Curiosity got the better of him, and he peeked inside. The room was filled with old costumes, props, and decorations from past DragCon events. In the corner, he saw a figure slumped over, sobbing quietly. It was Raven Midnight, but she looked completely different. Her makeup was smudged, her wig askew, and her glamorous facade shattered. Alex hesitated, then stepped inside. "Raven?" he called softly. She looked up, startled. "Who are you? What do you want?" "I'm Alex. I met you earlier," he said, trying to keep his voice steady. I saw you were upset and wanted to check if you're okay." Raven's hardened expression softened. She wiped her tears and sighed. "I'm sorry about earlier. It's been a tough day. People don't see the pressure we're under, the constant need to be perfect. Sometimes it's overwhelming." Alex nodded, his own disappointment fading as he realized the person behind the persona was just as human as he was. "I understand. I guess I never thought about it like that." They talked for a while, sharing their struggles and dreams. Raven apologized for her earlier behavior, explaining that the pressures of fame often made it difficult to connect genuinely with every fan. She thanked Alex for his understanding and kindness, accepting his fan with genuine gratitude this time. As they parted ways, Alex felt a renewed sense of respect and empathy. He realized that even idols have their moments of vulnerability. Leaving DragCon, he carried with him a deeper appreciation for the humanity behind the glamour. The experience taught Alex an important lesson. Heroes are not perfect, and sometimes the most meaningful connections come from understanding and compassion. Though his day had started with disappointment, it ended with a newfound perspective that made the entire experience worthwhile.